What is up, everyone? Today we'll be taking a look at some Willpower Cup battles featuring Shadow LATIOS. These battles were submitted to me by Savage Boy, an amazing battler and LATIOS enthusiast from Norway. We're just gonna head right into these battles. He's running a team of Shadow LATIOS, a Mandibuzz, and Pawniard into an opposing Pawniard lead. Definitely not ideal, as LATIOS does get pretty walled by it. So just forces switch out into Mandibuzz, which also doesn't have a great matchup versus Pawniard, but at least you can make it pretty close. Opponent throws an Iron Head here and is then gonna switch into his own Mandibuzz, a classic Willpower Cup matchup here. Yeah, at this point you just gotta start spamming Aerial Aces, probably try to get the opposing Mandibuzz as low as possible, and then get some farm on either your Latios or your Pawniard. You're just gonna let all these Aerial Aces go. You really don't want to use any shields on your Mandibuzz in this team. I would assume he uses all the shields either on Latios or on Pawniard, depending on what he's facing. Ooh, he's actually going to save a move on Mandibuzz and then going to switch into his Pawniard. I really like that, as that Aerial Ace really wouldn't do too much versus this Mandibuzz, but might come in handy versus whatever is in the back later. Pawniard going to take another foul play here. We're likely... Ooh, we're actually going to see a shield. Interesting. Alright, want to keep the Pawniard healthy, which is understandable, as he does kind of need this Pawniard for the opposing Pawniard as well. He's going to farm up as much as possible, throw the Night Slash to knock out this Mandibuzz. What's gonna come in next? Oh, it's the opposing Pawniard. Opponent must be kind of weak to Pawniard in the back. Gonna throw Night Slash. Gets the bait. Gonna throw an Iron Head now, because it does do more than a Night Slash on the opposing Pawniard. Will bring the Pawniard quite low, so the opponent shields it up. You're gonna let the Pawniard go down now, or use a shield. Gonna let it go to this Night Slash. Switch into Latios. Look at this Dragon Breaths adding up. In comes Gallade and Rapidash. That's quite bad. It's only Body Slam, but this is a Shadow Latios, so quite squishy. Gotta shoot it up. Gonna get to the Luster Perch. This will definitely knock out the Rapidash. This Luster Perch is that strong of a move. Bye-bye. Now he has to get to a Dragon Claw versus this Pawniard. Ooh, and he barely reaches it. Latios closes out the game. My goodness. GG's. Next game, Savage leads his Latios into the Toxicroak. Pretty good lead for Latios, as you are resisting these counters, and these Dragon Breaths are doing so much damage. He's gonna throw the Dragon Claw right away on the CMP tie. Take a shield here. Has to shield this Mud Bomb as well, though, if he wants the Latios to live, as again, it is so squishy. Even though Mud Bomb is a pretty weak move, you have to shield that. In comes Mandibuzz now, and he responds with Pawniard. Very good answer for Mandibuzz, though these foul plays will definitely start to add up. By the way, in this matchup, if you're the Mandibuzz, please throw foul plays. I was playing Pawniard yesterday during Go Battle Day. I had so many Mandibuzzes throw Aerial Aces at my Pawniard. It was ridiculous. Foul play is the better move here. So in this case, opponent making the right plays. Knows Pawniard's typing very well. And as Pawniard, you can just take this second foul play too, and usually farm it down and end up with like a Night Slash worth of energy to throw into the next Pokemon. Probably not going to have enough here. Yeah, it's going to get taken out by the Toxicroak there. Before we could switch out with it into the Mandibuzz. If that had worked out, it would have been a pretty good play. Instead, he's going to farm down with the Latios, though, right before the Toxicroak gets to move. That was huge. In comes a Drapion now. Poison Stings, not going to do that much. He was actually going to be able to get to another move here if he was to shield this up, which he is going to do. Wow. Preserving that low HP Latios to do some more Dragon Breath damage and get to another move here. Just will take another shield, or just take out the Drapion if the opponent doesn't decide to shield. The opponent does decide to shield, throws a move, but for a freaking Mandibuzz, even if this was, I don't know, a Blizzard, will probably survive. So Savage takes another win. Next game, we see an Obstagoon lead. This is not too bad for Latios. Obstagoon obviously does outpace Latios and should be able to get to 2 Night Slashes before... Wow, okay, he actually catches the Night Slash on Mandibuzz. What a great move here, though also a pretty risky move, because if this Obstagoon gets aligned to the Pawniard later, that is some trouble. Obstagoon switched out after farming up some more energy, almost as a Night Slash loaded for Latios again, and brought in the Muck, which is definitely not an ideal matchup for Mandibuzz, especially after this Acid Spray. The Poison Jabs are really gonna add up, but so are Aerial Aces at this point. I think if Savage wants to, he can probably shield up and then take out this Muck. Yeah, probably if he shoots this, he can probably do another Aerial Waste and take it out with another Air Slash, but I don't think that's worth it. At this point, you probably just let Mandibuzz go down, bring in Latios, farm this thing all the way down, and hope they bring in the Obstagoon again, so you can take out the Obstagoon with your Latios. Yes, they do bring out the Obstagoon. They have the Night Slash loaded, so Savage shoots this up. Probably gonna farm up a lot more. Oh my god, the boost. The boost. That's not ideal. These counters are doing a ton of damage. You could potentially farm this down now with the shield. Oh, not with the boost though. Yeah, if they hadn't boosted, he would have probably farmed it all the way down with Latios and then have a Luster Purge for whatever's in the back. But instead, he has to throw the move. In comes my champ. He's gonna die with the Dragon Claw. Oh no, this isn't great because Ponyard takes so much damage. KO get to the Night Slash and you die with the move again. Darn. Latios versus Toxicroak. Again, pretty good matchup here. Latios just fully farms this down before the Toxicroak can get to 2 moves. So if CMP tying, he's actually gonna catch the Mud Bomb on the Mandibuzz this time. Great move, because that does absolutely nothing. Out comes the Ponyard. Far from ideal. But Mandibuzz can at least get this pretty low to where it's not going to be much of a threat for Latios and Ponyard anymore. At least if the opponent doesn't decide to shield, of course. Actually, will the Mandibuzz even get the 2 foul plays? Normally, you do get the 2 foul plays here, but since they caught the Mud Bomb, maybe this Iron Head should knock out? No, probably doesn't actually. Mud Bomb doesn't do that much. Iron Head coming out. Yeah, it doesn't knock it out. We will be able to get to the foul play here if the opponent lets this go. We will be in farm down range for either Latios or Ponyard. If they shield this, could be a little bit more trouble. They do let that go. Savage just gonna let this Mandibuzz get farmed down, bring in his own Ponyard, probably gonna eat the Night Slash here, and then Fury Cutter this down. Still Toxicroak in the back though, which, oh, attack boost too. Another boost against him, that's bad. Yeah, Toxicroak comes back out, he's gonna bring the Latios, Dragon Claw it. Toxicroak didn't have any energy, so he could also decide to farm down, but I guess he wanted to do that move, since he just wants to take out Toxicroak, since it's such a big threat for the Ponyard. Opponent shields up though and switches into Deoxys, which is also not that bad for Latios, but these counters are really starting to add up. Latios deep into the red now. Will we be able to get to another Dragon Claw to take out this Deoxys? Oh yes, at very low HP. Okay, interesting. Gonna take out this Deoxys. Not able to get another Dragon Claw though. Ponyard will have to get to a move, and it does. It gets to the Night Slash. This is resisted though. Is it enough to take out the Toxicroak? It is. GG's. Latios versus probably Charm Shadow Gallade. This isn't great, so you have to switch out, and it is Charm, so great decision switching out right there into the Mandibuzz. This is also not an amazing matchup though. If the Gallade shields once here, they can fully farm down, and that they do. Gonna do a bunch of Air Slash though. Actually, simultaneous KO. This is why I don't necessarily love Charmers in this meta always, especially Gallade. The opponent just went down a shield and still lost switch, so not great, not great. Opponent brings out the Drapion now though, and Savage responds with the Ponyard. It's a pretty good matchup for Ponyard here, though Ponyard of course is squishy, so Savage decided to shoot the first move, go for the Iron Head, which gets shielded. Not ideal, but he will be able to reach another Iron Head now before the next 2 crunches. First one of which he's gonna let go. Second one he's not gonna have to take because he throws the Iron Head right before it. Bye bye Drapion. Out comes Grimer. Oh no, it's a dark type versus a poison type. You know, Latios with a shield really doesn't care. These Dragon Breaths are really adding up. Crunch gets shielded, and he's actually gonna go for the Luster Purge to take out the Grimer at this point. Doesn't even hit the bubbles. That's how hard hitting Luster Purge is. GG's. Next game, we see a Wobbuffet lead. If this is counter, it's not that bad, but of course, it is Charm, as always in the Willpower Cup, so Savage responds with the Mandibuzz switch in. This is really not that bad, even though you're taking super effective from Charms, you can hit back with these foul plays. And Wobbuffet just doesn't have very high attack, so these Charms really aren't doing that much. Foul plays really aren't as well though, but still, they are adding up enough to where you get very close to winning this matchup. And if you can get rid of this Wobbuffet, your Latios might be looking pretty good. Though, since they're staying in, probably means they have another answer to Latios in the back, which isn't great, but also not surprising. As you've seen in these battles, in all of these battles, basically, every single team basically has at least 1, if not 2, if not 3 answers to Latios on the squad. Mainly like Dark types, Charmers, dark poisons. So Latios doesn't have an easy time here, but what does help is that all these Pokemon also don't really resist Dragon Breath, which is why Latios has been doing a lot of work. Opponent's team, though, is looking to be Triple Charm, and that wouldn't be ideal. At this point, you're really hoping it's another Charmer, but it's a Charm Gallade, and Latios just getting owned here. I'm curious to see how much Dragon Breath damage you can do here, though. Actually, a decent chunk. Bring it into the yellow is pretty impressive. Even though Latios was triple hard counter there, still managed to make it quite close. GG's. Next up, an amazing lead for Savage with the Alolan Raichu. You'll be able to resist these Volt Switches while doing a ton of damage with Dragon Breath. He's going to show this move and likely fully farm down at this point. So Wild Charge even, which means this farm down is super easy. Honestly, probably a smart move by the opponent to go for the Wild Charge there. Clearly, they're very weak to Latios in the back and just wanted to let Raichu go down. So they did the Wild Charge to lower the defense, which means the Latios gets less farm. I really like that. Bring a Mandibuzz, and Savage, being the Savage he is, catches the area. Oh, dude, I really thought it was going to be a foul play. But no, he caught the Aerial Ace on Mandibuzz, which still does nothing. But it would have been much cooler if it was a foul play, of course. Good play by the opponent. Probably expecting the Savage to catch there. So through the move that's not expected, but would still kill the Latios. The smart play, brought in him a champ here. Will be able to farm down. No, actually, the Mandibuzz farms now. Mandibuzz is just stupid. Any opponent knows it, so it concedes. GG's. Next match, we see a Cresselia lead. I'm very curious to see how this matchup goes. Cresselia, of course, incredibly bulky, but is throwing resisted Psycho Cuts and taking a ton of damage from these neutral Dragon Breaths. A Moonblast would definitely one-shot Latios, though, so you definitely gotta use some shields here. First Dragon Claw came through as well, which put the Cresselia in the yellow already. Cresselia gonna bait with a Grass Knot, risky bait, but pays off for the opponent. Savage should be able to reach a Dragon Claw here right before the Moonblast. As he does, this will probably take the first shield from Cresselia. As it does, he's going to catch the Moonblast on the Mandibuzz now as well. So we'll do a decent chunk, but not as much as it would have done versus the Latios. Of course, opponent bringing in the Mandibuzz not right now. A matchup we've seen many times this week. But probably won't be the last one we'll see this week. Let me know down in the comments below if you're getting tired of Mandibuzz mirrors already. I kind of am. Though, to be honest, I do like Willpower Cup. I'm actually really enjoying Willpower Cup. There's only a very limited amount of Pokemon available, of course. But most of these Pokemon have been quite flexible. So I've had quite a lot of luck just running the Metamons and running them well and winning a lot of games. So I enjoy that. It's not really been rock, paper, scissors, which is nice. Oh, talk about rock, paper, scissors though. Toxicroak into Ponyard. That's a case of rock hitting scissors right there. So Savage has to switch out into the Latios and start doing this Dragon Breath damage. He's going to throw the Dragon Claw right before the next Mud Bomb here. Does the opponent let this go? They do. Oh, that's nice. I feel like they would have reached a move. Maybe they wouldn't have. I guess they wouldn't have if the opponent thought that. Maybe they weren't as close as I thought. Savage gonna reach another Dragon Claw here. Opponent's gonna shoot this up. But now it's basically useless, right? Opponent's just gonna take it out. What was in the back again? I missed it. Oh, it was the almost dead Cresselia, and Savage takes it out. GG's. Ooh, Latios into a Mandibuzz. This is a Dark versus Psychic, but I don't think Latios does that bad here, especially since you're running Air Slash. All the Mandibuzz here are. You will be able to outpace. You're already taking neutral from these fast moves. And, well, you're doing neutral back. As long as you can shoot up some foul plays or catch, even better. Savage plays here. Savage plays. Gotta take the foul plays. And now, again, another Mandibuzz mirror. But now the tables have turned. The opposing Mandibuzz is lower HP. Savage really being careful with his energy, making sure the opponent can't really catch an Aerial Ace on anything to resist it. So, builds up to 100. And opponent actually switched to Umbreon, which you still want to hit Aerial Aces on. This is, I've always found this a weird matchup. For somehow, Aerial Ace and Air Slash are such bad moves that even though you are hitting neutral with stab moves versus Umbreon, with Snarl Last Resort generally still beats Mandibuzz. It's kind of crazy. Air Slash and Aerial Ace are just such bad moves, especially when you compare it to Snarl and Last Resort, that Mandibuzz generally still lose this matchup. It's always blown my mind, to be honest. But yeah, anyway. Mandibuzz almost dead. Just gonna throw another aerial ace here. I would assume the Umbreon gets rid of this Mandibuzz before it can get to another aerial ace, as it does right before. This will be the foul play that takes out the Mandy at this point. Savage probably gonna bring in Ponyard. Volley Farm is down. Doesn't have to throw or shield a move here, as it will do nothing coming from an Umbreon, of course. Ponyard, not that tanky, but tanky enough to take that move for sure. Gonna let this next move from the Mandibuzz go as well. Is he gonna... This is what we talked about earlier in the video. Well, like way early in the video. Why are people throwing aerial aces at Ponyards? I know that in like Generation 1 or whatever, Pokemon Yellow, I think Dark or Steel resisted Dark. It's not anymore. It's not the 2000s anymore, guys. We're in 2022. And Steel does not resist Dark. Thus, Foul Play and Aerial Ace are both single resisted. Foul Play stronger move, please throw Foul Play, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Please just throw Foul Play. Anyway, talking about resisted moves. It's nice that it's resisted, but we'll still take out this Wireless. Out comes Umbreon now. GG's. If the opponent would have just thrown Foul Play into the Ponyard, Savage might have actually lost that game. But the opponent didn't, so he wins. GG's. Oh, we see another Mandibuzz lead. Will we see another catch by Savage here? Gonna farm up, not throw the Dragon. Oh, just tried to catch. Didn't throw the Dragon this time, so opponent didn't throw the move. I guess that's the case. Rapidash comes in. This is actually not as bad of a matchup as you think it is. Rapidash is just so much squishier than Mandibuzz that even though Mandibuzz only do neutral here, and Rapidash can do super effective if this is a play rough. Mega Horn, actually. I don't think you should Mega Horn here. I know it's nice for like Wobbuffet and the occasional Cresselia, but I feel like there are so many more Mandibuzzes and Umbreons than those two that you should be running Play Rough. But I've seen so many Mega Horn Rapidash that I guess people just don't agree. And well, it has hurt my Cresselia a couple times, so perhaps this is just a me issue. Anyway, though. Anyway, Savage gonna bring in the Ponyard, take out the Rapidash, get the boost. Opponent brings in his own Ponyard. This is not looking too bad. He's gonna go for the Iron Head. If this hits, this will kill. This is an Iron Head. Does it hit? It does not. Opponent shields it up. Very, very smart. Savage, will you preserve the Ponyard? Or is this the LATIOS show? I guess it's a Ponyard show now. Ooh, opponent making some moves. Throws a move with Ponyard. Dips out. Throws a move with Mandy. I love it. Making this tough for Savage at this point. Gonna throw his Iron Head into the Mandibuzz. Doesn't knock out. Gonna combo play as well. Savage being like, what you can do, I can do too, but better. Takes out the Mandibuzz. In comes Ponyard. Will he reach the Dragon Claw? He does reach the Dragon Claw, and this will take out the Ponyard from this point. Very, very Savage gameplay out there. GG's. Oh my goodness, a Liepard. That is pretty bad for LATIOS. It has to switch out into Mandibuzz, and this is pretty bad as well. Liepard is known as the best charmer to deal with Mandibuzz, since the dark type and doesn't take any super effective damage. Opponent actually decides to dip out though and catch the aerial ace on Wobbuffet. What a play by the opponent there. That's really bad for Savage at this point, especially since it's looking like this might be triple charm again. Gonna fire off a foul play on the Wobbuffet here. Won't get to another one now. Is forced to bring out the Ponyard. Go for the Night Slash probably at some point. This won't kill yet though, so if the Wobbuffet has a move here, we will be able to get it off still, as well as a couple more charms. Probably gonna shield this. Yeah, you'll have to. You're expecting triple charm at this point, and you just gotta pray that, well, Ponyard can finish it off. Actually brings in the LATIOS first the Gallade here to do some chip, but it is too late. It is too late for chip. This guy still has 2 shields. Fury Cutters just don't do enough, and you're gonna get taken out by triple charm. Again, LATIOS into the big Hisuian Qwilfish. This is this okay. It's okay matchup. Poison Jabs, of course, are adding up, but Dragon Breaths are adding up more. So this is looking pretty okay. Gonna shield an Aqua Tail here, even though it's resisted. LATIOS is pretty squishy, so you gotta shield that. Ooh, is he gonna double shield? That'd be crazy. Oh my god. He's gonna double shield his LATIOS. Has a ton of energy loaded. In comes a Mandibuzz right now. First Dragon Claw comes out. This will do a decent chunk of damage. First the Mandibuzz. Gonna switch into his own Mandibuzz now, preserving that Dragon Claw. I like it. I like it a lot. Out comes a Shadow Gallade. He's gonna foul play. I don't know why he foul plays, since Aerial Ace is super effective. But either one would kill, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. That's just showing some savage BM right there. Opponent gonna Leaf Blade. Interesting play. Do they not get to the... I think they might not get to the close combat, I guess. Anyway, I feel like you... Do your Dragon Breath down? Dude, I would have... You should have Dragon Breath down. That would have been so funny. But I guess the switch timer isn't up, so you wouldn't be able to switch out the LATIOS. So it makes sense. Get some energy on Pawniard. Honestly, the better play. But that's funny. Anyway, we got a Mandibuzz who's actually throwing foul plays at the Pawniard, which is quite nice. Gonna throw some Iron Heads here. At this point, you just gotta bring the Mandy into a range where you can take it out with a Dragon Claw from the Shadow Lati. Gonna throw the Iron Head here. This should bring the Mandy low enough. It's gonna play it safe though. It doesn't want to catch a foul play on LATIOS by accident, so plays it safe, takes the move, lets his Pawniard get taken out, and then brings out the LATIOS to finish the job. Savage. What a great battle to finish things off. Thank you very much, Savage Boy, for sending in these battles. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck with your battles, trainers.